Hello, this is my book report for True or False, a CIA Analyst's Guide to Spotting Fake News by Cindy L. Otis. The purpose of True or False, a Analyst's Guide to Spotting Fake News, is to encourage critical thinking and development of the skills necessary to determine the authenticity of information. This is accomplished by providing examples of misinformation or fake news, both historical and contemporary, and offering strategies to aid readers in their decision-making process when they're weighing the authenticity of information. The book's intended audience is teen readers. The authority of this book. Author Cindy L. Otis is a former CIA analyst. Her credentials make her well qualified to write this book, and her background with the United States' leading spy organization will likely make students more interested in reading True or False. And here's her biography from the author's website. This book includes many photos and illustrations, both historical and contemporary, designed to draw in young readers as well as aspiring amateur detectives. The last half of the book includes exercises designed to sharpen readers' critical thinking skills by challenging them to identify opinions versus facts, spot bias and identify their own biases, identify fake news, determine the credibility of polls, spot altered photos and fake social media accounts, and determine information credibility. Plus, there's almost 20 pages of reference citations in the back matter that underscore the authenticity of the text. Ancillary materials. A teacher's guide is available online from the author's website. It includes discussion questions, exercises, and that are all designed to encourage critical thinking. The author also has links to digital media literacy organizations, the News Literacy Project, and the National Association for Media Literacy Education. Cindy Otis is also the author of two novels, At the Speed of Lies and Influenced. Both explore the perils of navigating social media. So, my review. True or False, a CIA Analyst's Guide to Spotting Fake News, accomplishes its purpose of engaging readers with compelling stories that show disinformation has been with us a long time. In fact, it goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. And an example of that, Ramses II claimed victory over the Hittite leader Hattusi III in a battle at Kadesh, a city in Syria, and had an epic poem immortalizing the victory carved into monuments and temples throughout Egypt. Centuries later, letters between the two leaders were discovered, and they revealed an entirely different version of the battle. Instead of a decisive victory for the Egyptians, the fight had essentially been a draw with many casualties on both sides. So President Trump popularized the term fake news, but disinformation first entered the American political scene during the time of the Founding Fathers and was used extensively by Thomas Jefferson. While Jefferson was Secretary of State, he secretly hired a newspaper editor to start a paper that attacked George Washington, calling him a tyrant king. Jefferson also criticized Alexander Hamilton, who he saw as the strongest contender to be the next president. In 1792, Hamilton wrote an essay calling out Jefferson for his duplicity for undermining the government with fake news, while also serving as a government official. Meanwhile, Hamilton was also paying a different newspaper to print the stories he wanted to spread. Another example of fake news from the 2016 election is the North Carolina man who took over a Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant because he was convinced it was the headquarters of a child sex trafficking ring run by Bill and Hillary Clinton. Otis traces the origins of the story back to a 4chan discussion group in July 2016 when a person claiming to be an FBI analyst hosted an Ask Me Anything session. He said he was there to expose FBI secrets around the Clinton Foundation and wrote, "Bill and Hillary love foreign donors so much they get paid in children as well as money." And that's a direct quote from the book. From there, the rumors spread on social media, aided by a large network of social media bots. So my recommendation, I do recommend this book to other librarians, particularly high school libraries, and it would work well for social studies and debate classes. I think it would also appeal to both teens and adults at public libraries and would work well as a book club selection because there are so many fascinating points to discuss. I learned a lot of details I didn't know from both the historical and contemporary examples. And here are my references. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy this as much as I did.